We are following three big stories happening now. Football fight at Montgomery County School is switching up security after a brawl at a high school game. Another big headline tonight, dealing with damage, how Maryland Task Force 1 is working to help people impacted by Hurricane Fiona. And breaking now, rising rates, the Federal Reserve decision impacting families across the DMV. On the inflation flight, the Federal Reserve raises interest rates. The 3/4 of a 1% increase marks the third straight hike with the ultimate goal of holding off recession. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 5. I'm Mark Hall. The big question as we come on the air, what can families do now? Our team coverage begins with Annalisa Gale and advice from a financial expert. Annalisa.
Well, Mark, I think we've all been experiencing sticker shock in many places, from the grocery stores to some of our favorite places. This is actually the 5th rate hike just this year. Economists are hoping they'll make inflation much less of a problem by the end of the year. But for now, many are closely watching their retirement accounts and their savings accounts. I sat down with DMV financial advisor Xavier Epps to discuss the implications and what to do to stay ahead of these changes.
This is the time when you see bad happening in the economy and around you, you take this opportunity to solidify your finances. You take this opportunity to strategically say, hey, if I'm close to retirement, let's say I'm close to retirement, and because I'm close to retirement, I can't afford these market volatilities, these declines. You work with your financial advisor to have them give you insight on how to strategize and put a little bit off the table, that you won't be so hurt when the volatility happens. If you're young and you had 10, 15 years in the game in terms of investing, you just hold steady, continue to invest, maybe diversify a little bit more with monies in the savings account because they have higher yields, so that it so much won't be impacted too negatively when the rates start to go higher.
And Mark, at 5:30, we'll have much more on what you can do to make sure you're staying ahead. Annalisa Gale, DC News Now.
Annalisa, thank you. Well, what if you have money in your 401k or stocks? Well, here's a look at where the markets ended the day. The Dow closing down at 522 points, NASDAQ finishing in a negative territory following 66 points, and the S&P also suffering losses, down 205 points. So what could come next is on the minds of so many people. Economists worry that today's move will increase the odds of a recession by next year. Our team coverage continues with news anchor Chris Flanagan. And Chris, most Americans will be impacted if that happens.
Yeah, Mark, that's right. It'll cost even more now to borrow. Think auto loans, mortgages, and credit cards. The Fed is looking to bring down inflation, which is running near its highest level since the early 1980s. Fed Chair Jerome Powell signaled more large rate hikes to come, which would potentially push the economy at least to the borderline of a recession.
No one knows whether this process will lead to a recession, or if so, how significant that recession would be. A failure to restore price stability would mean far greater pain later on.
All right, so the higher prices mean that, for example, consumers are spending around $460 more per month on groceries than they were this time last year. That's according to Moody's Analytics. The Fed chairman also acknowledging he heard higher rates and slower growth will bring some pain to households and businesses. He also expects the U.S. economy will grind to a near halt later this year. In the studio, I'm Chris Flanagan, DC News Now.
Chris, thank you. And we will have much more on the impact of the interest rate hike on families. DC News Now is helping you stretch your dollar. And coming up at 5:30, what you should consider if you plan to make a big purchase soon. Plus, why the increase is a good thing for your savings account. And then at 5:45, how the experience of buying a home is changing. That's all ahead tonight on DC News Now. Well, breaking now, a woman was hit by a car in Fairfax County parking lot, is fighting for her life tonight. Police say that she was walking in the Tyson's Corner Shopping Center parking lot when a car hit her this afternoon. The shopping center is on Leesburg Pike near Greensboro Metro Station. It's where several businesses, including TJ Maxx, are located. The driver stayed at the shopping center. Detectives from the crash reconstruction are investigating the incident. And we are learning new details about an Alexandria man who confessed to shooting and killing a man in Fairfax County. 18-year-old Kevin Alexander Lemus is charged with second-degree murder and possession of a firearm. It happened Saturday night on Grave Street in Alexandria. Police found 19-year-old Darlene Diaz-Flores shot on the sidewalk of the apartment complex. Diaz-Flores was taken to the hospital where he later died, and police say that Diaz-Flores was outside with friends when he and the suspect got into an argument. Lemus shot Diaz-Flores before taking off. Police are still looking for the gun.
Maybe you know Lemus. You know what he did before the murder. Maybe you know what he did after. Maybe you know where the firearm is. It's an important piece of evidence. We want to hear from you.
Tonight, Lemus is being held without bond. We're new at 5, a major crackdown on high school sporting events in Montgomery County after this big brawl in Gaithersburg Friday night. School leaders discussed updated safety guidelines at a briefing this afternoon. Cheyenne Corin covers Montgomery County and has the latest on the meeting today. Cheyenne, the Gaithersburg athletic director filed a citizen's complaint. Talk about that.
Mark, so to answer your question, no, MCPS officials did not discuss any pending charges, although at this point most of us have seen that video circulating on social media of that Friday night fight that happened at Gaithersburg High School. Now, witnesses say that coaches were involved, but today MCPS, they refuse to answer any questions, saying that it's a personnel issue and that they can't discuss an open investigation. But what they were able to share is that there are updated guidelines for athletic events. Let me break that down for you. So this is the information that MCPS, they delayed to us today. They say that starting Friday, students from the competing schools can attend games with an ID, but all other school-age kids need a chaperone. Also, fans must be in the stands during the game, and no large gatherings are allowed. No backpacks are allowed in also, and there is no re-entry to events, and spectators will not be admitted after halftime. Now, this is just Tier 1, which goes into effect Friday, but there are 2 other tiers that would only be implemented if necessary, and there is a concern. Now, those further restrictions include only students of the home team attending games, closing concession stands, and changing game schedules. Now, repeatedly during this meeting, MCPS officials condemned what happened on Friday night, saying it does not align with their values. Take a quick listen.
Adults must model the behavior and the expectation, and that is my expectation, that adults model for our students. We will not tolerate any sort of indefensible or violent behaviors, because that then becomes a violation to our community.
Now, I saw on a football parents forum that there are concerns that there haven't been enough referees at these games. So I asked MCPS officials directly how many refs were on that field Friday night. Now, the director of athletics, he told me 3 referees, although they're allocated 6. So that means about half of the referees that could have been on that field were not Friday night. But he did point to the nationwide shortage of referees and said that the district is doing what they can to schedule to make sure that there's as many officials on that field as possible to help kind of control that situation. I'm in Montgomery County, Maryland. I'm Cheyenne Corin for DC News Now.
Cheyenne, thank you. Developing now, President Biden condemns Russia for its ongoing occupation of Ukraine. During an appearance in front of the United Nations, the president said that Russia shamelessly violated the core tenets of the UN Charter with its brutal, needless war.
We stood with Ukraine. Like you, the United States wants this war to end on just terms, on terms we all signed up for, that you cannot seize a nation's territory by force. That the only country standing in the way of that is Russia.
Yeah, this address comes as Russian President Vladimir Putin accused the West of engaging in nuclear blackmail. Putin is ordering a partial military call-up, a response that follows some major setbacks for his troops. This has not been seen since World War II, and officials say that up to 300,000 reservists could be called. Now, Western backers of Ukraine are calling this a weak and desperate response. This decision appears to be risky and unpopular for the people of Russia. As protests take to the streets, more than 800 Russians have been arrested across 37 cities for anti-war demonstrations. Moscow prosecutor's office warned that organizing or participating in such actions could lead up to 15 years in prison. Well, we are soaking up the final hours of summer. Fall arrives tomorrow night, and it will start feeling like it. At least that's what my friend meteorologist Damon Matson told me earlier today. Damon, I hope that's still the plan.
It is still holding true, Mark. No question about it. So if you're a fan of the warmer temps, yes, this evening is one for you. Those sunny skies mixed with a few high clouds, well, it is still producing temperatures out there in mostly the upper 80s. Now, we do have plenty of warmth up and down the East Coast. We have Richmond here at 91, and then you even have some 90s as you go off to the west. So very warm conditions up and down the mid-Atlantic and over into the Northeast. We've also built up a little bit of moisture in the atmosphere. Not too bad here in the DMV and four-state region. Bearable stuff, but there's a lot of moisture off to the west as we await a very strong cold front that is expected to roll into the area here tomorrow. Again, we have carved out quite a nice stretch here with that high pressure all the way to our south and west, but there's already been a couple of thunderstorm clusters over the Great Lakes as this cold front starts to get closer to the area here. Right now, we're just seeing that increase in cloud cover throughout the evening. We'll stay dry, but rainfall is going to be arriving in the forecast soon enough. There's a good look at it here. We barely drop out of the 80s by the time the sun goes down and we reach 8 o'clock tonight. You'll steadily see those clouds becoming more and more of a factor into the overnight hours. It's going to be a mostly cloudy and mild Wednesday night. And then as we go into tomorrow, some of the more significant changes start to take place. But there you have it. Again, mostly cloudy sky, low temps tonight. Upper 60s to low 70s, and we could have a few spotty showers out there across western Maryland and West Virginia, with the bulk of the rainfall then moving in tomorrow. So yes, we have quite a change heading our direction. Just how chilly are those temperatures going to get here over the next couple of days? And are we going to be dealing with a good bit of wind mixed in with all of this as we go into the day on Thursday and even into Friday? We'll have a check on that and more in your full forecast here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Happening now, Maryland Task Force 1 is settling into their role as aid workers in Puerto Rico. The task force, a FEMA-approved team of emergency workers, is assisting as Hurricane Fiona devastates the island. Right now, Puerto Rico is struggling with clean water and electricity, but officials say the task force hasn't needed to conduct any search and rescue missions due to the storm.
As of now, it looks like the outlook's going to be the missions that they engage in will be more so of humanitarian aid and not search and rescue at this time, although that's subject to change.
Now, the team is committed to stay between 10 and 14 days, depending on how the situation in Puerto Rico develops. Well, breaking now, alleging business fraud. New York's Attorney General is suing former President Donald Trump and 3 of his children. The lawsuit filed today spans over a 3-year investigation by the Office of Attorney General Letitia James to see if the former president's company misled investors and tax officials by increasing property values to get investments on tax and loan benefits.
The complaint demonstrates that Donald Trump falsely inflated his net worth by billions of dollars to unjustly enrich himself and to cheat the system, thereby cheating all of us.
Well, her office is seeking $250 million in penalties, along with permanently barring Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump from the state. And still ahead on the news at 5, a celebration of life, how the district is remembering Queen Elizabeth II.
And a new, potentially controversial proposal here in the district. What some drivers, walkers, and cyclists have to say about it coming up.